Hello viewers, in today's program we are going to talk about emerging global environmental issues, and for that we have with us Dr. Dhulasi Birundha from Madurai Kamaraj University, and she's a chairperson at the School of Economics. Welcome.
Thank you.
Right. Briefly, what is environment? I mean, why is environment important?
Yeah, because environment consists of both biotic and abiotic factors. Biotic we mean as living things, and abiotic non-living things, and they are having both interaction. And a man, because of his needs, he started exploiting these natural resources. For example, he wants to develop industrialization, or for any kind of urbanization, he tries to exploit deforestation and other things. So, this will cause him the environment that is which are naturally created. Earlier this was a free good, and now this has been overutilized because of the greedy nature of man. So, the people they have started their activities not by utilizing the environment, and also for example, this environment is providing all services, environmental services, and this you and I cannot make water. So, that is gifted by nature. But all kinds of technology, anybody cannot create soil. Okay. So, these kinds of things are endowed in nature, and this in the name of the human activities, we are more using the resources. And the one hand, the quantity of the resources is decreasing. For example, water level is decreasing. On the other hand, the quality of the water, so you can't get a good quality of water.
Yes.
So, likewise land also, the quality of land is decreasing, and forest. So, these things are which cannot be made by man, but utilized by man for his own activities, his own selfishness. And so, at the one end we have to speak about environment, we have to talk about conserving environment, because using saving is different from conservation. Saving means you are not using that anything, but conservation means you are using the resources in a more prudent manner. So, avoiding waste.
Yeah.
So, in that case we need much importance given to environment.
When you talk about environmental issues, what do you mean by that?
Because the environmental issues, there are several other issues at the global, local and national level, the economic issues and other things. But environmental issues are those things, that is for example, you take the water or energy and other things. These they have become, when they have become scarcity, because can I cite one example? All economy is based on oil, oil based economy. Earlier we were coal based economy, slowly we have shifted to oil based, and slowly we have shifted to electricity based. Then even electricity is based on oil. Okay. So, the environmental issues are where we cannot that is the developmental activities are based on environment, and these raw materials become scarce. For example, energy is scarce.
So, all these environmental issues global.
Yeah, global issues means because of the activities of one nation, then it is affecting the other nations, but it is not intentionally, sometimes unintentionally.
Can you give us an example?
Yeah, for example, you say that when there are strict environmental standards in one country, these countries, especially the developed countries, they are shifting their industries which they considered as dirty industries, they are situated in the developing countries. So, the developing countries are invited these industries in the name of foreign direct investment. Okay. So, the foreign we thought that these developing countries are investing in our country. So, in another term this will be called as pollution heavens. Okay. So, they are the developing countries, they have to accept these dirty industries, they accept these pollution levels. So, this is coming in the name of transfer of investment, or even in the name of transfer of technology. So, in the guise of all these things we have to face all these problems. And also, for example, dumping of waste. So, most of the hazardous waste generated in the western countries, they are being transported through ports to the developing countries. Though we have several conventions, Basel conventions and other conventions are there, which are preventing to export of waste from one country to another country. So, the radio waste and other waste are being dumped into the seas nearby the developing countries. And again this global warming and climatic change, then alien species, that is so, these are some of the global issues. One cannot visualize in due course of time in 21st century in the name of ornamental plants, some invasive species are coming inside the country. Okay. So, these species are creating all kinds of health problems. Hitherto you never expected such problems in the developing countries, but we are in the name of development. So, the main cause may be the globalization and the name of trade. So, in the name of trade also we are inviting all kinds of problems from one country to another country. And even the water crisis and all the other global crises, or so there are several conventions are there, but even then these global environmental problems, now the most persisting problem is climatic change.
This is the most persisting problem in the 21st century.
Yeah, 21st century we are facing this climatic change.
Can you
yes,
because
of this the climatic change is mainly caused by this greenhouse gases. So, these greenhouse gases, nitrogen, sulfur oxide, carbon, carbon dioxide, methane. So, these are all some of the gases developed by the domestic activities of the people. So, these industries, all industries are burning fossil fuels, all that is oil based. So, they are susceptible for that is generating carbon dioxide. So, this carbon dioxide level has increased, and this will be leading towards this greenhouse gases, and so this greenhouse gases emission will be causing global warming. Instead of having a normal warming level where each and every human being as well as plants, animals can bear, now the warming level has increased. So, because of this global warming, the sea level has increased. So, that will cause the coastal cities may be flooded. So, it will due course of time the sea may be entering into the cities. And also especially can I cite an example of India, the Himalayan glaciers. So, this ice they may be melting. So, they may be considered as one of the greatest biodiversities of the world. So, even this because of this global warming, human health is affected, malaria and other things, especially the developing countries, African countries, they have to face such type of diseases. And also the agriculture, food crisis. Food crisis will definitely occur because of this climate change, because there is more drought. So, the drought and also the agriculture is questionable, and the groundwater is decreasing, then water scarcity will be there. So, all these problems combined together, so it will cause this climate change unless and until we take an effort to overcome that. That is, this climate change is a very big problem to almost all countries.
Yes, and what are the efforts that are being done to reduce these problems?
Yeah, because at the global level. So, at the global level, so many conventions are there. So, in 1992 itself, we have one world conference at Rio de Janeiro, which talked about more of sustainable development. So, sustainable development is a concept where development can be sustained, that is long term effect. So, whatever may be the developmental activities, you have to keep it in a more that is having keeping a long term view. And there also they are talking about convention on climatic change. So, in 1992 itself there was an effort taken in Agenda 21 about this convention on climatic change, and there people were talking about the future that is danger created by that is increase in temperature at the global level. So, then after that we have this United Nations Convention on Climatic Change. So, it has started convening every 4 years, and they are releasing the that is a report like that. And likewise we have in Kyoto Protocol. And this was warning to the developed countries, they have to reduce their carbon emissions. So, they have fixed some kind of target. So, they have to fix that is all the developed countries, they have to reduce their carbon emissions by 2012 like that.
So yes, it seems like these kind of conventions and discussions about environmental issues have existed for quite a long time. Now, according to you, is there any difference between global environmental issues 10 to 15 years back and today?
Yeah, because 10 years back the global environmental issues were not realized much by all the people, because the people they thought that, especially developing countries, they never thought of this environmental issues at all, because the most of the environmental issues are emerging from this oil based economy. And if you see that earlier, if you take the developing countries, they used in agriculture traditional agriculture, that is they used traditional fertilizers, that is biofertilizers, then they use the pest, the little amount of chemical pest and other things. And also they used both bullock carts and even irrigation by bullocks like that. But later they have slowly shifted to oil based economy in all agriculture, industry, transport, communication, everything. They have, in the name of modernization, they have shifted all these things. So, this has increased this emissions level, and also people more dependence on oil and other things. And that is, besides that, for example, some of the concepts like acid rain, ozone depletion. So, those are the concept earlier that is discussed in Western countries. Now, it is common in all the countries, because the developing countries moving that is on par with the Western countries in their lifestyle, more consumption, that is consumerism. So, in that case they are generating more solid waste and other thing. So, they and again under globalization, these industries, as I have already told, these dirty industries are coming in. We are facing all kinds of problems. So, the earlier that is what was considered as a problem of Western countries, now there is no distinction between environmental problems of developed countries and developing countries. All are global environmental problems, and all are facing the similar.
They are being handled equally.
Yes, equal.
All right.
If not that is the per capita income level, these environmental problems are all equal. So, that is why these Western countries, even this they are not accepting this Kyoto Protocol, stating that India and China are more populated countries, they are more generating CO2 emissions. So, we have to stress what are the steps taken in those countries to overcome this problem. So,
yes.
yeah, even USA is not coming under this Kyoto Protocol, and it has not ratified this convention, stating that in the developing countries you should not treat those are developing countries, and don't show the discrimination against them.
So lots of campaigns are being done to
Yeah,
sensitize people.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, and that is people nowadays, the NGOs are more powerful. So they are more powerful in creating an awareness among the people, and how far we have to face this kind of environmental problem, how much we must be cautious regarding, as I said, this shifting of the hazardous waste, like that, in the name of trade. And so these are all the problem combined with globalization. So in the name of globalization, free trade and free transit of goods and services and free movement of people, we are facing such kind of problems.
Are there any positive changes or positive responses?
Yeah, because more awareness among the corporate sector. Nowadays in the developing countries, more awareness among the corporate sector, and they are going for green technology, then green products, then carbon saving technologies, then tapping of carbons, and carbon that is we are having carbon trading. Okay, that is Kyoto Protocol, you can have this carbon trading. That means if a developing country is going to start an industry in developing countries, and those if they are using the technology which can save carbon, and so this decarbonization, we call it as decarbonization, and in that case they can get the credit. So to that extent they can sell that credit to the other countries. Okay. So such type of carbon trading had emerged, and in developing countries we have this clean development mechanism, CDM. So where all the process, production process, packing process, and all should be oriented towards this minimizing the CO2 emissions. So in that case it is an awareness among the developing countries had started. Even developed countries also, they have started like a joint mechanism and other thing. So they are trying to minimize this, because the idea is, you may be asking, so if only one country is reducing the carbon, what will be the effect? But even if you have a reduction in one part of the country, it is a global, the global level. So the global level emissions will be reduced. So even a small effort may be having its impact on the global environment.
Yes.
So that is the idea. So this idea is good, and this corporate sector is responding more, and also even nowadays we have this environmental clearance. Each and every projects, even if you want to construct the multi-story building houses, you have to get environmental clearance. So in that case people are they are emphasizing solar water heaters, then sewage treatment plant and solar lights. So like that they are emphasizing, or green building concepts. So in that case, if not a vigorous effort, slowly in all sectors they are moving towards decarbonizing the economy and reducing the efforts that is, or supporting the efforts of the global that is organizations.
And Dr. Birundha, what are your own strategies?
Our own strategies.
Yes.
Yeah, because I have my own strategies. That is my major idea is create more forest. Forest is capable of carbon sequestration. So the already forest had been cleared in the name of developmental activities. In most of the activities, maybe in Mauritius, I do not know how much of forest we had lost for putting roads and other things. So likewise, we have to replace such type of forest that is for sequestering the carbon from the air. And another thing is this alternative energy, renewable energy, wind energy and solar energy. because wind energy is having the maintenance cost is almost nil. So, the once you erected, it is capable of generating the electricity and other things. Likewise, countries, tropical countries like India, they are capable of having 300 sun days. So, we can have solar energy. And so, because we are not able to adopt solar energy mainly because of the cost aspect. So, the cost is very high. So, the people are not able to adopt it. So, if we have improved technology of minimizing the cost, then we can adopt this solar energy. Then more research is needed, research, the multinational organization must come forward to go for research on how we can overcome this climate change and all. So, now so far they have made a research on the magnitude of climatic change, how to reduce the vulnerability of climate change, and what are the adaptation strategies or mitigation strategies for specific for a particular country, because what is applicable to Mauritius may not be applicable to some other country, China, or what is applicable to USA may not be. So, we must fund research which can help to minimize this kind of vulnerability of climatic change to a specific nations. So, that will be more that is so on the that is my.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, we should hope that with these efforts there will be some positive changes.
I would like to make my talk at one end. So,
Yes.
all nations must be take a concerted effort. So, otherwise we cannot overcome this climatic change problem, because on space earth all have to either swim or sink.
All right, very good. Well, with this good advice,
Yeah.
we have reached the end of our program. We thank you again.
Yeah.
Thank you, viewers, and until next time, it's goodbye from us.
Thank you once. Thank you.